submit the rest of when we got back. Because I had a ton of hours one day because our flight was delayed by more than 3 hours, so we were just sitting in the airport for over 3 hours. And there's not a heck of a lot to do in the airport. So, yeah.
All set when you guys are.
Just give me the word, Pam.
All set.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, good afternoon. It is 3 p.m. on August 17th, 2022, and this is a meeting of the Board of Library Trustees. I am Joanne Geneva, the chair. With me are Peggy Bloom, our member at large, and Heather Dennis, our secretary. Also, we have Shannon Duffy, our library director, and Toby Bentley, our youth services librarian. Our first order of business at today's meeting is to approve the previous meeting minutes from July 27th. So if you need to take a moment to look those over, I can, and then I will need a motion or any comments about anything that needs to be changed.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, all in favor of approving the minutes as written? Aye. Okay, we unanimously approved the July 27th meeting minutes, and now we will go on to this meeting, which will start with our youth services report. Toby, you're up.
Thank you very much. For the children's services for past programs and attendance numbers, in the month of July, there were 25 in-person children's programs with 424 people in attendance. Tuesday upcoming programs, we have Tuesday and Thursday story time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. starting on September 6th. Both of them will follow the same pattern. Baby story time on Mondays, 10:30 a.m. starting September 12th with registration required. Lego Club at 4 p.m. for ages 5 and up on September 6th, as Lego Club will start to be on Tuesdays from now on. Music and Movement with Deb Hudgens at 11 a.m. on the Common for ages 1 to 5 on Monday, September 12th. Artist Workshop Series for kids on Saturday, September 17th with registration required. Group 1 is from 11 to 12 p.m. for ages 6 to 9, and then Group 2 is at 1 to 2 p.m. for ages 10 to 14.
Before you go on to tween and teen, Toby, those Tuesday and Thursday story times are the same book repeated on each day?
Correct. That's what I mean by they follow the same template.
Okay. And then also the music and movement on the Common, if there is weather, which someday we may get rain, do we have an alternative, or would that be canceled in the event of rain?
The alternative would be we do it indoors.
Okay, so there is that possibility someday. If we do ever have rain again. That's
Yes.
okay. So any other questions for youth before we go on to teen and tween? Okay.
All right. For teen and tween services, for past programs and attendance numbers, in the month of July, we had 4 in-person programs with 14 people in attendance. For upcoming programs, we have Dungeons & Dragons for teens, now on Wednesdays, beginning September 7th at 3 p.m. with registration required. No longer is it every other Wednesday. It is now going to be every Wednesday with alternating groups A and B. Match the Gathering at the Library, which is a trading card game for teens every other Thursday, starting September 8th from 3 p.m. With registration required. We are also having one-up games. Learn to play the Pokemon trading card game for tweens at 3 p.m. for ages 8 to 12 on September 15th with registration required. I've heard a lot of good things from one-up games from many libraries, and I've even visited the place myself, and they all seem like a wonderful staff. The Pokemon Card League every other Thursday, so this will be the alternating Thursday with Magic, starting September 29th at 3 p.m. with registration required. And finally, our summer reading update. In total for summer reading, we had 365 people signed up with over 495,551 minutes read.
Nice.
That is very impressive.
Well, that just means we have to shoot for 500,000 next year.
Absolutely it does. And I think we can do it,
I think so too.
especially if I actually finish adding all my minutes in. So I'm off by a week, so that's probably about your 5,000. All right, any questions, comments, concerns, suggestions? Okay, so we are all set. Thank you, Toby, and we will continue with the director's report.
Hi. I went to my first bylaw committee meeting this month. That was super exciting. 2 wonderful hours of picking apart the general circulation policy. But very informative. I do enjoy it. And then department heads. That was great. I got to meet the new superintendent.
Very nice.
She's quite lovely. I'm very excited. She seems like she's hitting the ground running, which I always appreciate. She and I, and then later we roped in Toby, decided to do a special back to school story time with her out on the common.
Oh, that's great.
That'll be August 30th at 10:30.
And hopefully she'll be very open to school and public library collaborations
She
going
seems to
forward.
be, yes. We did talk about a few things in hypothetical, because I understand, it was a lot in one day. But she seems to be very supportive of such things, so I'm looking forward to it. So minimal meetings, but productive meetings. So we had yoga last night on the common, and then we're having it again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. because, let's be honest, it's never going to rain again. And then we actually just are going to continue to have yoga for the whole month of September, every Tuesday night, 6 o'clock on the common. We don't currently have a rain backup plan, mostly because
We'll never need one.
we'll never need one, but also because I'm trying to suss out where we can have it that isn't the meeting rooms, because the meeting rooms are pretty booked during the week with meetings like this. But we're looking into it, so nobody worry. It's never going to rain again. We're having writing group coming up. Writing group actually just got back to me. We did have a summer scares writing contest, and they just told me who won like 20 minutes ago, so I'm very excited. But we had a pretty good group last week as well. Last month there was 12 people at writing group, so I do enjoy writing group. They're fun. But we'll be having another writing group meeting on September 8th, and then Pam's book group, the Good Afternoon book group, is going to be reading Still Life. They are going to be meeting on Wednesday, September 14th at 2 for the afternoon book group, and then the evening book group meets the next day, September 15th at 6 p.m. They're reading the same book, Still Life. It's going to be great. We've brought back Cookbook Club for the fall because I love it. So we're bringing it back. Basically how it works is I pick a cookbook, and then you check it out, you read it, you pick a recipe out of it that you would like to cook, you cook it, you bring it to the library, and we have sort of a potluck style situation. I will be keeping track, so you do have to contact me and tell me what recipe you're making, just so there's no duplicates. And then we can just chat on whether the recipe actually works, or if it's a good cookbook, or if they need more pictures, because in my mind, every cookbook needs more pictures. Maybe a scratch and sniff section, I don't know. But I'm excited about that. The first one's going to be Wednesday, September 14th at 6 p.m. We're going to keep on going with that virtual film discussion group. The next one's going to meet September 19th. That's a Monday at 6, and I can do that at 6 because it's virtual, it's online, so the library doesn't actually physically have to be open for that. We will be watching the movie Howl, which will be good because it's all about, a poet, a real poet. I can't think of his name right now. Allen Ginsberg, ? And his obscene poetry that he wrote and what makes it obscene, and it's perfect because it slides right in there with Banned Book Week. And then we're going to do an adult craft on September 21st, and we're going to make pumpkin glass candle holders. They're wine glasses that we're going to paint to look like pumpkins. But it'll be fun. Anyway, that's what's coming up. The Friends met this Monday. They've talked more about future events and talked about how they have to reorganize their board soon. Peggy got out of that one, so she's super pumped. Their new member drive is underway, so there are forms out, and we've been sticking things into items that we're checking out to people. We're hoping that we'll see some new members in upcoming months, or if you can't come to meetings, you can always write us a check. They
You
also
have to be present, you just have to participate.
yes. Time, talent, or treasure, whichever you can give us.
All three.
I mean, I love all three the most, but I don't want to be greedy. They very lovingly agreed to partially fund the Gravestone Girls presentation if I can book it in October.
That would be wonderful.
And so you didn't book it then yet?
Not yet. I'm waiting for them to get back to me. There seems to be a lot of days in between conversation. I should really just break down and call. But it's probably a busy time of year for the Gravestone Girls. It's basically fall. I'm hoping to do it sort of around a few days before, the same week that they're going to be doing the grave yard, that's the word I wanted, the tours that they're doing, so that, people can get a little bit more background about the niche things, so that when they're in there, they can just have more information. And besides, it's a great presentation. I love it so much.
It really is.
Staff updates. We are currently accepting applications for a full-time circulation specialist position in anticipation of a retirement that's coming up. Yep. So we're probably going to have to plan a party at some point.
I would think so.
Last day to accept that we're accepting applications is September 16th, because I would like to get that in motion before I'm down a full-time staff member.
Mm-hmm.
But we got a couple bites so far,
Good.
so that'll be
Good.
good. As far as miscellaneous, we're going to be closed September 5th in observance of Labor Day. For July, we had 13 lobby pickups and 14 home deliveries. We had about 16 hours of volunteer work, and adults had 8 programs and 36 participants in the month of July. Does anyone have any questions, concerns, accusations?
Can we accuse you of being a good director?
Ooh, that sounds a little. I mean, I'll take it.
All right.
Let's move on then,
Okay.
if everyone's ready, to circulation. It's a new, beautiful fiscal year, so you only have to look at one row. And it's not a bad row.
It is not a bad row at all. That's a great number for the month of July.
I think so too.
Okay. Any questions about the CERC report?
All right, and then we have our ebook circs. I love it when it goes over 1,000.
Yeah.
It very lovingly did so for me.
Nice. Okay.
And if we're good with that, then we're going to move on to the year-to-date budget. And
Which is also a short one.
it's also a short one because it's the new year. So we paid CW Mars. That's done. It's over with.
Mm-hmm.
Part-time is blissfully not too much over budget, considering programming and having to make sure we're staffed when other staff are doing things elsewhere. Yeah, and we haven't had to do any major repairs yet because, you
That's
know,
great.
we're only one full month in. You're knock on wood. Is this
Yeah.
wood? So no concerns.
All right.
For me.
Sounds good. We're all set with that.
Yep, and then state aid is super long, but it actually hasn't changed at all from last month because I haven't spent anything out of it.
Okay.
So it's actually exactly the same as it was last time we met.
Any
And
questions so far?
No.
Okay. You may continue.
tell me I have to hit the brakes at any time. I tend to speed. Speed read, never in the car. And then gift. So gift has had the most fluctuation, just because summer reading, and that's where we pay everything out of. You can see where the performer that we had to cancel went out, but then it came back. This $10 here that has no sort of description, that was just a bill that I put through as it was
Last fiscal year?
it was a overlap bill, so we had to take it out of this
Mhm.
just to make everything kosher, which is fine. Pretty sure it was office supplies, so it's no worries there. Yep, and then most of everything else has been summer reading or summer reading supplies.
Okay.
We have officially, as of last week, we finished up all of our cultural council grant, which that money went into this gift,
Okay.
and that's where it's coming out of. So I have to write a report and submit it. But that was exciting. Far From Eden was our wrap-up, and it got a pretty good showing, all
Excellent.
things considered. And I've been hearing compliments all through the week of how much people are enjoying it. Even some of the staff in the building were like, yeah, we opened our windows. It was great. I was like, ooh. I'm going to count you as a statistic. One extra person. And that is what I have for you, fun friend.
Okay. Any questions for Shannon or about the report? Okay, so we can move on to new and old business. So any new business? No new business? All right, so our old business is to continue working on our mission statement, which we have a mission statement that I tried to incorporate everything everybody sent to me, plus going to the state website and finding information there from what their suggestions were, and I can open the floor to comments, suggestions, all that good stuff.
Sounds about just as comprehensive and as I think you can be.
Without being overly wordy.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so for the listening and viewing audience, I will read it aloud. It is the mission of the Sutton Board of Library Trustees to be the vital link between the library and the community. The members of the board fulfill this responsibility by setting service-oriented policies that ensure equal access to information and the free exchange of ideas, by understanding and supporting relationships between the library and the community, by guiding the management and maintenance of the library facilities and assets, by overseeing the judicious expenditure of financial resources, by working to secure appropriate funding levels for facilities, technology, operating hours, collections, and adequate staffing, by working with the community and the library staff to identify needs and to develop a written plan for the maintenance and improvement of library services. And I think basically all of those things are things that we have been working on in the past and currently. Is there anything any of you see that we would need to have any concerns about?
I don't see.
So would we like to look at it for another month, or would you like to vote on it at this point?
I'm ready if you
You ready?
are.
Yep.
Okay, so I would need a motion.
Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the mission statement as written.
Okay,
I'll second it.
all right. All in favor of accepting the mission statement? Aye. All right. So the mission statement is accepted unanimously and will become part of our policy. We have our closure dates for the next month, but we do not have a meeting date. So if we want to set a date for our next meeting in September, I think it would be a good time to do so
Say closure date.
for the library. So.
We're closed on Monday, the 5th,
Oh,
for
yeah.
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
Okay, that's what you meant. Okay. Okay.
So, by the time we have our next meeting, school will be in session, so will that affect anyone? No, no? I know it will affect, yeah.
Programming.
So,
Yes.
because of programming, will the 3 p.m. time work? Or would you, it will not?
It will not.
Not unless you are shifting D&D back by half an hour. Because we did talk about the other conflicts with D&D.
Yes.
So a shift has to happen, but I don't know that 15 or 20 minutes would really be enough.
So would you like to move it to 2:30? Would that help?
2:30 would be fine.
Shannon?
If I move it to 3:30 to 5:30, then yeah, 2:30 should be enough.
Okay. I have no life, so yeah.
2:30 works? Does 2:30 work for both of you?
2:30 is generally fine for me.
All right, so we have a time, but now we need a date. So if we do 4 weeks,
So we go to the 21st.
we
Are
can.
we doing Wednesdays
Yes.
generally?
Yes, we do. We can go to the 14th or the 21st.
Yeah,
I recommend the 21st.
Hmm?
Okay.
The sewer department is tentatively scheduled for the 14th at 2, like that's what they'd be their natural date.
Okay.
Okay, so we would go with the 21st.
That's
Sounds good to me.
Okay, 2:30.
All right, 2:30 on September 21st. Okay. Is there anything else from anyone? All right, I will make a motion that we adjourn at 3:25.
I will second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are adjourned.